Welcome to How to Run Profitable Retreats. I am Lainey Cavazos, retreat strategist and host of the show for coaches, entrepreneurs, and transformational leaders who want to design retreats that actually make money. If you've ever put your heart into a retreat only to walk away exhausted or worse, broke, you are not alone. This podcast is here to change that. Each week, I'll bring you stories, strategies, and expert insights to help you create meaningful, transformational retreats that also support your business, your lifestyle, and your bottom line. Let's make your next retreat not just powerful, but profitable. Well, welcome back to another podcast episode of How to Run Profitable Retreats. I am your host, Lainey Cavazos, and today I am very excited to talk about what Broadway can teach you about irresistible offers. So here's the first quick question for you. So really take a second to think about it. If Broadway can sell the same story night after night at multiple price points, months in advance, what could happen if your coaching or retreat offers use the same mechanics? Today, I'm going to show you how theaters build irresistible offers through filters, seasons, seating tiers, urgency, and speed, and how to translate this into your retreats. By the end of this episode, you'll see exactly how to apply the Broadway blueprint inside your business. And if you want help putting it all together, I'll invite you to my free masterclass, and you can find the link in the show notes. Because Broadway is not lucky, it's engineered. There's filters, there's seasons, there's tiers, there's scarcity. Do that, and your offers will sell. So here's what I've seen again and again. So many brilliant coaches, healers, and retreat leaders build their offers in a vacuum. They get stuck in their bubble thinking, if I just tweak my copy a little bit more, or one more time, if I just add another bonus, maybe then people will buy. But here's the thing. More does not equal better. The people behind the biggest shows in the world aren't guessing their way through sales. They're using frameworks that have been tested for decades. They understand psychology. They understand audience flow. They understand that people buy when it's simple, clear, and emotionally anchored. And that's exactly what we're going to unpack today. So let's start with this. Focus creates freedom. There's a story I love about a woman who called herself a serial entrepreneur. She did lashes, she wrote books, and she ran events, she designed t-shirts. She did 8 or 9 things at once. And when she shared all that, someone finally said to her, "You're talented, but you're exhausted. You're a jack of all trades and a master of none." That's a trap. Because when you try to be everything to everyone, you become forgettable to everyone. There's one book called The One Thing by Gary Keller. And he says that the most successful companies in the world didn't start with a dozen products. They started with one. YouTube has one goal: host videos. That's it. Then they mastered it, and then they expanded. Apple started with one computer, one beautiful product. Then they built the iPod, the iPhone, the iPad, but always from that foundation. You can do the same. So what's your one thing? The single transformation that your retreat, your offer, your program delivers every single time. Because once you get to know for one thing, expansion becomes effortless. You do not need 7 offers. You need one offer that people can't stop talking about. Here's something we can learn straight from Apple. I was in the Apple store recently upgrading my iPhone, and I told the guy I want the iPhone Pro. He said, "Which one?" I thought there were 2 options, and he's like, "No, we have 5. 5. And suddenly, I felt that familiar feeling we all get as buyers: confusion. Too many colors, too many sizes, too many numbers. And what happens when we get confused? We hesitate, we overthink, and we don't buy. That's why when you give your audience too many choices, 3 retreat dates, 4 pricing tiers, 5 bonuses, you actually paralyze them. People don't want to compare, they want clarity. So simply buy your offer. Create one core offer, your iPhone Pro. Then create one premium version, your VIP Backstage Pass.
That's it. When you reduce options, you increase conversion. Because here's the truth: confused minds don't buy, clear minds do. Now, let's step into Broadway. Think about what happens when a new show opens in New York. They're not trying to appeal to everyone on the planet. Not everyone likes theater, and that's the first filter. They know who it's for and who is it not for. Then comes the second filter, genre. Maybe it's a musical, maybe it's dark drama. That choice eliminates another big group of people, and that's a good thing. Then, even with musicals, there's another filter. Some people love comedies, others love tragedies. And me, I'm the kind of person who wants to create tears of joy, not sadness. So every filter gets you closer to your ideal audience. That's lesson number 1 from Broadway. Filter early and on purpose. Now, think about the next element, seasons. Most shows don't run forever. They open, they play for a few months, maybe a year, maybe a few years, and that's it. The limited season creates urgency. You can't just go someday. You go now because the show won't be there later. That's the same principle you offers need. So when you say door closed on Friday or only 12 spots for this cohort, you are giving people a clear season. Without it, there is no reason to act. Then, of course, we have scarcity, the number of seats. A theater has a fixed capacity. If there are 300 seats and they're sold out, that's it. No exceptions, there's no extensions. And we trust that system. We believe it when they say it's sold out, right? Your audience needs to believe your capacity too. If you say 10 spots, keep it at 10. When you honor your own scarcity, you build credibility. Now, let's talk about tiers. Front row, orchestra, balcony, mezzanine. Everyone in the room is watching the same show, but that proximity changes the price. Closer to the stage, higher the ticket. Why? Because people pay for access. That's your VIP offer, your premium seats. Your retreat may have the same transformation for everyone, but your VIPs get extra proximity. The dinner with you, the hot seat coaching, the behind the scenes conversation. That's your version of front seat rows. So when you build your offer, think like a theater producer. Who is this show for? When does the season run? How many seats exist? What's the pricing for each tier access? That's the irresistible offer formula, already proven by an industry that sold out shows for decades. There's one more Broadway level ingredient, speed. Think about this. When a theater promises a 2-hour show, you know exactly what you're getting. It's contained, it's fast. And that's why people buy. They know the commitment, they know the outcome. So let's take that into your business. If you're selling a 90-day program, ask yourself, could you turn it into a 3-day intensive and deliver the same transformation faster? People buy speed with certainty. They'll pay more for something they can complete in a weekend than something that drags out 3 months. So don't just sell information, sell momentum. That's why live retreats convert so powerfully. They compress time. You remove distractions, collapse learning, and give people tangible results fast. Speed plus structure equals transformation. Let's bring all of this together into a framework you can use today. Grab a notebook if you can. Step 1, your audience. Be the bigger fish in a smaller pond. Who are you really for? Stop trying to serve everyone. Serve the ones who light you up. Step 2, the promise. What's the one thing they walk away with? One sentence. Clear, tangible, and it has to have an emotional part. Step 3, the program. Design your acts. Act 1, awareness. Act 2, transformation. Act 3, integration. Give your offer structure like a show. Step 4, parameters. Set your season, open date, close date, capacity, bonuses. If you don't create boundaries, no one feels urgency. Step 5, and one of my favorite, pricing. Map your seat tiers, general admission, premium, and backstage. Add value through proximity, not extra workload. Step 6, proof. Show your trailers, testimonials, behind the scenes, story. People buy stories, not bullet points. And step 7, pace. Give them speed, pre-work, live immersion, post support. Fast doesn't mean rushed. It means focused. Step 8 is promotion. Where's your marquee? Instagram, podcasts, partnerships? Where does your audience walk by every day? And step 9, the pathway. This is the finale. What happens after they attend? Create the next step because every show deserves an encore. Now, let's talk about what not to do. The mistake number 1 that I'm talking about today is too many bonuses. You think you're adding value, but you're actually adding friction. Keep one bonus that amplifies speed, not clutter. And mistake 2, selling to the wrong audience. Just because your peers are coaches doesn't mean your next clients are. Go where your true audience already is. And mistake number 3 is no clear outcome. If people can't repeat your promise in one line, it's too complicated. And mistake 4, unlimited seats. When you tell your market spots are unlimited, it quietly says this is invaluable. Cap your room and mean it. Remember, less confusion equals more conversion. So what can Broadway teach you about your business? Everything. Theater shows us that success isn't about being for everyone. It's about clarity, confidence, and consistency. They know their audience. They create urgency. They respect scarcity. They price proximity. They promise speed. And they deliver transformation every single night. Imagine running your retreats, your group programs, your entire business with that level of precision. That's what I help my clients do inside of my free masterclass. It's called Sold Out and Profitable. And in just 90 minutes, we'll build the exact structure behind retreats that generate from $25K to $100K profit every time. You can save your seat at theretreatplanner.com/challenge because transformation without profit is not sustainable. And when you learn to sell your offers like Broadway, everything changes. I'll see you there. And thank you so much for joining for another podcast episode of How to Run Profitable Retreats. I am your host, Lainey Cavazos, and I'll see you all next week. If you love this episode, make sure to share it with someone who could benefit from hearing this. Until next time.